Woohoo! We made it. It's day 10. If you make it through today, you have done 10 days and detoxed. I don't know if you're feeling the results, but I sure am. The thing I think I've noticed the most is, I call it clarity. It just seems my brain is clearer. And that's what happens when you detox the toxins out of your body. There are so many preservatives in our food, and when they're gone, and I think I was watching my preservatives, but not like being real focused. And I did this detox 4 years ago, and there were so many things that I realized as I went through it this time that I have stuck to. The habits, some of the things I incorporated, and I actually ate really, really clean for about 6 months, and life happens. But there were some things I never went back to, and that has really been reiterated to me as I've gone through this. Didn't know if I could do it. Not the diet, not the eating. I knew I could do that. It was making the videos to document what I was doing. Sally D on Sally D's Reality wanted me to do this, and she encouraged me to do it. And so I have. And tomorrow I'm going to do the last video in the actual series, and it's going to be the follow-up and the results. I weigh in the morning, and I will tell you the results that I felt like that I have had. Today's topic is to connect. Connection is very important, and to have a community as you go through something like this helps you succeed. And I have had people in my community counting on me to do this, and so I've had a little more of a commitment to making the videos, to talking about my journey and all of that, and it's held me accountable. But I do have an accountability partner. That was another thing that I got 4 years ago. I was in a cohort by Amy Porterfield, and I was currently in launch, and I had met this woman in launch, and we were supposed to get a accountability partner in this thing we were going through with Amy Porterfield. She was doing it. So I sent her an email and I asked her if she would be interested in being my accountability partner. So we set up a Zoom meeting. We met. We hit it off right off the bat. And the whole food eating was something that came out of that. She had already done that. She had been on the Mel Robbins TV show with Dr. Hyman, and she did this and her journey with that, and she had talked about some of that in launch. So I was curious, and then Mel did a podcast with Dr. Hyman, and it just kind of all came together. So Carol and I became accountability partners, and we still are today. I met her in person 2 years ago. It was fabulous. She lives in Canada. I want to do an interview with her as kind of an end cap for this series, because she has a wealth of knowledge, because she's been doing this a lot longer than I have. And so that is something that maybe you can look forward to. Our schedules are kind of right now, so we have to figure out a time to get together to do that. So this is the last day. If you don't have an accountability partner, I would suggest you get one. I've been connected with some of my community, following up with them if they have questions or encouraging them. And it's certainly been, 10 days went by really fast. And I feel really good. And I'm like, oh, okay, now it's time for maintenance, which I will do some follow-up videos about maintenance and adding in stuff. So I don't really know how much longer I'm going to do some of these. some of the chapters were about your mental health, and I kind of have to throw in the physical part. I mean, the spiritual part, because that's so important in my journey. So I hope you have enjoyed this. Let me know if you have actually succeeded in doing 10 days, what you learned. I know that when I'm really stressed out, one of those detox baths are fabulous. And some of the environmental cues I learned during the first time I did this, I still use today. So it's habit stacking. It becomes a habit of what you stick in your mouth. I believe it, And when your mental health's better, you don't emotional eat like you did. So it's all tied together, and it's all important. So I'm excited to hear some reports about what you got out of doing this, if you did do it, what you thought about the videos, and I am grateful because Sally pushed me to do this, and I'd been wanting to do this ever since my doctor told me my A1C was high, and she wanted me to really watch my eating and increase my exercise. And I was already exercising, but I wasn't being consistent. Well, with my rebounder, I'm being consistent. And with doing this challenge, I have gotten back to clean eating. And I feel great. I hope you do too. And remember to be you on purpose.